What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Welcome to another edition of Morning Scone, presented by Boudreaux's Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix. Running a little bit later than normal today, so I do apologize for that if that has inconvenienced anyone. If you've already had your morning coffee, maybe you're already on the way to church, or you're watching this later in the day. Really kind of a bummer, man. Bummer is a super duper understatement, man. Of course, by now I think everybody knows there was a shooting in Baton Rouge on Saturday involving a couple of LSU football players, so we'll certainly talk about that. Also Saints game day, so who dat and all that good stuff, which is fun. All right, say some good mornings here. Everett Himmel, Joe Juba, what's up, y'all? Good morning, Mark. Demelin, I hope I'm saying it right, Mark. I know I've said it for months now. I don't know if I'm saying it right. James Tyrone, good morning from Nashville. Devin Kelly, John Miller, Kathy Hernandez, good morning. Trivia, what's up? Craig Polk, good morning. John Melanson, get everybody this morning. That's great. Kirk Taylor, Travis McGraw, Wanda Zachary, good morning. Blake Dayries, good morning. Buddy Chasson, who dat? Rusty Sedetol, what's up, everybody? Bob Kubrick, Jason Odell, good crowd this morning. Kyle Guyho, good morning. Sconers. I needed that. I'm going to hit the share button. Hopefully all of you will do the same. Just kind of get this thing cranked up. Go ahead and share it. I'm going to share this to the ESPN page today as well. I don't always do that. Try to be respectful of the fact that this ain't an ESPN broadcast. It's just me at my house. But I'm going to go ahead and share it there this morning, because I have a feeling we're going to talk a lot about Clyde and Jared Small. So Tyler, good morning. Major Applewhite had a rough one yesterday. He did, man. How about Army? But you know what? You kind of goes to show you, man. Houston is their offensive coordinator Bryles is going to Florida State. Their quarterback was injured, didn't play, and their entire starting defensive line didn't play in the bowl game. So, hey, man, say what you want, but you're going to see more and more of that as guys decide not to play in bowl games. I mean, just something's going to happen. Anyway. Cole Pierce, good morning. Early Merry Christmas to you and your family. Appreciate that very much. Cody Anderson, good morning. Tara Shelton, good morning. Rusty Gomez. I'm surprised nobody, I'm scrolling through this, nobody's mentioned anything about the shooting yesterday. That took up, honestly, the bulk of my day. Trying to, weigh, balance family stuff yesterday. I went caroling last night. I was a total fuddy dud, stayed in the truck. But the kids had a blast. The news about the shooting, which I got wind of it yesterday, a little afternoon. The shooting happened at 12:11, so a little after noon. I got wind of it, and then at that point, it's just kind of a matter of being sensitive to the fact that someone was killed and there were student athletes involved, and the police are conducting an investigation, so you want to be ethical but also understanding. There's a police investigation going on. I was very, very disappointed that the names of the players were released, citing anonymous sources. That is something where everybody knew who was involved all along. Like everybody started on the beat. Like everybody knew. But you set a dangerous precedent when you start listing names involved in shooting deaths that are not confirmed on the record. That's a dangerous precedent because, literally somebody died. And it's not okay to rush that without something confirmed on the record. And also in this case in particular because the shooter was also a victim in the case. He was being robbed. And so then certain, assumptions are made. Anyway, I did not find it to be a shining day of journalism for one of the prominent media outlets in Baton Rouge that ran with that story first. Anyway, let's see. Kirk Taylor, good morning. What a day yesterday. My goodness, how about Army putting up 70? Yeah, Army had a good year, man. John Miller, good morning. Dro Barra, Drew. Sorry, Drew. We've been through it. Drew. But E-A-U-X, but E-A-U-X would be like O, like Drew, D-R-E-U-X. Okay, got it, Drew. Paul Beckman, good morning. Justin Went, good morning. Justin Robinson, good morning. Imad, bad news for LSU. You know what, man? I wouldn't even say it's bad news for LSU because it's not like a player broke his leg. I mean, somebody got killed. Lives are forever altered. Like, an 18-year-old is dead because he tried to rob 2 players of their PlayStation. I mean, I know that hasn't been released yet, but I wouldn't go to air with that. But we're talking here. And now a kid's got to deal with knowing for the rest of his life knowing that he shot and killed somebody. I mean, I just don't. I mean, anyway. Paul Batts, Kendall Browse to FSU. I'm a Scone man fan. Thank you, Paul Batts. I appreciate that. Yeah, it looks like Kendall Browse is going to Florida State. I don't think LSU is ever really going to be in contention for him, though, as disappointing as that is for me personally. Ryan Phillips, Scott Allen, Scott Bork, Robert Gremion, Terry Chestnut, Andrew Baer, Dan Ducote. Good morning, everybody. Jason Hatcher, happy birthday to Chris Merrill. Hey, Chris Merrill, happy birthday. Keith Rosenbach, Jason Meeks, Kevin Toller, good morning. Andrew said the shooting story is weird. I mean, it's pretty cut and dried. I mean, guys listed. I'll say it here. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't report this on air, but he listed his PlayStation on Craigslist. I mean, people list things on millions of items on Craigslist every day. Went to make a transaction and got robbed at gunpoint and defended himself. It's tragic. It's senseless. Over, like, an 18-year-old is dead over a PlayStation. It's stupid. It's nonsensical. But there's another part of me that I'm glad that the names aren't, I'm glad the names aren't flipped in the story. I'm glad those 2 kids, who both of them went to Catholic High, by the way. I'm sure many of you know that. I'm glad they were able to defend themselves, and the names in the story aren't reversed. Anyway. Kirk Taylor, I'm glad no one got killed talking about Hilaire and Smalls. Yeah, I mean, Sam Dixon. Hey, Drew. Good morning, bud. Hey, bud. Y'all can tell I'm a little bummed, man. And Clyde. I don't know Jared Smalls that well. I can't say that I know Clyde super well on a personal level, but I've been around him and talked to him enough. I saw him 2 weeks ago at the championship game in the Dome, man. I said, hey, hi, Dad. Somebody did not sleep good last night. Hi, what? Hey, did you go caroling last night in Papa's truck? Huh? Hey, Drew, are we going to watch the Saints today? Are you going to say, who dat? Huh? Can you tell me what you want? Tell me what you want. Use your words. You want to sit on Daddy's lap? Happy birthday. Okay. Drew is taking over his show now. Hey, what we doing? Love you. Can we talk to these people? Let's see. Ryan Phillips, were the LSU players actually involved or just around what happened? They were involved, Ryan. The police haven't released which of the players fired the shot, but one of the players shots, actually, multiple shots. It was one of the players that killed the guy. What? People or beanpole? People? Papa. Mama.
Yeah.
JJ? Gramps? Are we just saying everybody we know? Grammy? Bimo? Kayla? Anthony? Maria Laurel? Soph? Reese? Okay. That's nobody makes it. Something else that people. Oh, please don't. You're gonna. Hey, wait. Okay, It's okay, baby. Look, there's the cup. It's okay. Oh, I forgot my earbuds. Yeah, you can tell how short I am. Let's see. One of the. Hey, Drew. Hey, stop it, baby. You're gonna cancel that thing. Stop it, baby. Thank you. Okay. Hang on. Now you laughing? Boy forgot his AirPods. Paul Batts, it was a clickbait-driven story. Many people ran incorrect assumptions. I don't think people ran incorrect assumptions, Paul. I think that they just jumped the gun because they wanted to be first, and then everybody starts copying and pasting the story. Hey, Aunt Nancy, good morning. Kenneth Poirier, good morning. Jeffrey Hawthorne says Merry Christmas. That's a whiskey and wine reference for those who don't know. Blake McGraw, good morning. Scott Rodri, what's up? Tyler said it was rushed, much like the Lyle Collins story a couple of years ago. Had some similarities. Had some similarities for sure. Something else that I think a lot of people don't know. It's like, Clyde. Clyde comes from a really good family, and his dad is actually a Baton Rouge City police officer. So it's not unreasonable to think that, he's been around firearms his whole life and is trained on it and knows how to handle himself in a situation. I don't know that definitively, but that's something I'm sure a lot of people don't know, is that his dad, Shannon Hilaire, is a Baton Rouge City police officer. I think he's in the narcotics division. Anyway, I mean, it's not like one of those stories where kids are in a bad situation looking for trouble. I mean, and I know the question is going to be, like I've already had people say, why would you put yourself in that situation, of selling something on Craigslist? People do that every day. Literally every day, people sell, millions of items get sold on Craigslist. Anyway. Let's see. Adam Penny, James Peck. I mean, it's like this. So this, but this is the problem with rushing the story before all the information has come out. Is now people make assumptions, and the people that were actually those two football players were victims. They were robbed at gunpoint, and unfortunately, as people are just start piecing the story together, sort of one piece at a time, you try to make full-on assumptions of what the puzzle looks like based on just the corner pieces in place. It's we'll let the whole thing come together first. But that didn't happen yesterday. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for the family of the kid that got killed, and for the two LSU football players, and for everybody associated with the program, all of that stuff. Anyway. James Peck, good morning. Bobby Muse, good morning. Matt Workman said Kendall Briles to Florida State. That's the report that I read last night, I believe, from CBS Sports, was that Briles was going to Florida State to be the OC. Not a great day for Houston yesterday, but again, Army had a really good season, put up 70 on Houston. It's hard to stop a triple option offense when you don't have your entire defensive line. And Army is a good team. Take nothing away from them. It was a really nice win. Eric Roberts, good morning. Jack Davis, good morning. Does LSU have enough defensive players to dominate the game? You'd have to define dominate, Jack. Remember, LSU's defense has dominated many people this year. I mean, it's statistically, Central Florida has given up fewer passing yards per game than LSU. And I know you'll say, what about the competition? It's true, but it's all relative is my point. we all have a perception about Central Florida's defense and a perception about LSU's. And the reality is LSU has been vulnerable this year. They haven't been as good as they've been in years past. But what I've maintained is that LSU, even with all the players missing, the players LSU will start against UCF will be the most talented defense UCF has faced all year. Let's see. Sam Dixon, BR is one of the biggest small towns in the land. Leaks abound. That's true. Hey, Val Browning, good morning. Kirk. Jeffrey Hadhorn got a Christmas card from Matt. He did not. James Peck, I wonder how much those PlayStations were going for. If it was, isn't that a violation? I don't know. Again, that's another part of this why rushing the story is careless. But it was a situation where a media outlet wanted to be first, and they were first. And then it's copy and paste for every other news outlet trying to drive the traffic for the same story. And it's an unfortunate day in media. It just is. And it's just what the consumer has become accustomed to, and in many instances probably doesn't know better just because it's what you consume. But yesterday was not a banner day for journalism. See, here's another one. Devin Kelly said, which player did the shooting? That's something that BRPD has not released yet. Thankfully, no one else has released yet. And it'll come out, and I know, and I'm not going to say, because it's just not a responsible thing to do right now. At the time when their investigation is finished and police are willing to make a full statement on that, with all the information they have, then that'll come out. Let's see. But that said, if you just go look at social media, you can piece it together pretty easily. Who dat? Win and get this top seed. Amen, EJ. I'm looking forward to that, man. I mean, that's especially after yesterday. Hey, bud. Thank you. You're all done. Let's take off your backpack. Let's take off your backpack. Ted Ginn active today for the Saints. We'll see if he plays. I've not seen if he's going to play, but he is on the. They have put him up, activated him on the 53-man roster, which is great news. I don't think Ted Ginn is the thing that gets the Saints back on track, but I think the Saints playing at home is my. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I think the Saints playing at home is much more the thing that gets them on track. Hey, look, wait. Look, there's the comments. Yep, you swiped him. You swiped him. What are you trying to do, baby? Are you standing on your feet? Hey, you want to hug Daddy?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. What happened? Oh, did you kick that desk? Did you kick that mean old desk? Did that mean old desk hurt your foot? Hey, what are we fussing about? Hey, what are we? Daddy's hands are right here. Oh, okay. Well, all right, let's answer some questions. Let's see. Adam asked about who actually fired the shots. Again, that's you can piece it together. But no, they have not released that. Brad Jean. Good morning, Brad. Hey, where you going? Are you playing peekaboo? What? Eat.
Happy birthday.
Yep, you do watch Happy Birthday when you eat. Very good. You do watch that video, the Happy Birthday video.
Oh my God.
We can go to Fresh Market later after the Saints game if you want to do that. After the Saints beat the Steelers and lock up the number 1 seed. How about that? How about that, huh? How about that, Drew? Car? Oh, Mimi? Are you scratching me? I think Mimi is taking everybody else to the movie. Mimi and Papa are going to the movies, but you're not going to go to the movies. You're not going to go there. Because you probably just do that the whole time. Hey, can we finish Dad's show? What do you want? You want me to hold you? All right. So Drew was coughing a lot last night and didn't really. Oh, so sweet boy. Didn't really get to bed until almost 4. Papa's little boy. Mama and Papa love baby Droopy. He's their pride and joy. Huh? Droopy. That is your mommy. There she is. Hey, babe, why don't you come say hi to everybody on Morning Scone? Come say hi to everybody, babe. She's in a bathrobe with a towel on her head. You want to say hi? Now I know if I ever want to get rid of Erica, how to do it. Just put that camera on her. Let's see. All right, let me get y'all's comments. Appreciate y'all being patient here. Let's see. Paul the Advocate's been batting 100 lately. First they heckled Les Miles for his recruiting class. Now this. Yeah, that's a good point. It's, yeah, not a great look. Not a banner day. Not a banner day. Let's see. Gosh, dog it. Sorry, y'all. I'm missing some of your comments. Are scrolling fast. Good morning. Dog it. Why won't they release the name of the guy killed? They have. They released this morning. His name is oh, my phone's right there. They did release the name of the kid that was killed. He was 18 years old. And a lot of times you won't release the name of someone who's killed until family can be notified and things of that nature. So the person shot, his name is, if this will load, I'll tell you. Got it. Kid's name is Kobe Johnson. He was 18 years old. So Baton Rouge Police released a statement this morning clarifying some of the details. Apparently the LSU players were selling an electronic device, as it was stated in the press release. Johnson got into the vehicle, tried to rob the two at gunpoint, at which point one of the players who had a gun shot Johnson multiple times, killed him instantly. Players remained in the truck. Johnson was in the back seat of the truck. The two LSU players were in the front seat. Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Jared Small were in the front seat. They called 911, waited for police, cooperated, were not arrested or charged. They were detained for questioning and released. And their attorney said yesterday evening that they acted in self-defense and it's justifiable homicide. Baton Rouge Police did say the investigation is ongoing, though, so it's not it's not case closed. It's not to say charges couldn't come, but at this point, there's no evidence that suggests that they would be charged with anything. Sean Garrett, Chad Brown, good morning. Drew runs this. Terrence Jones, good morning. Let's see. Trivia, why you want a guest appearance from Erica so bad, man? Brandon Atchison, Kelly Hunt, good morning. Val Browning. Oh, his dad's no longer with BRPD. Good to know. Thank you. Stephen Miller was at the same PS4 they got as a bowl gift. That's not been confirmed, but that's a very logical assumption. You have on social media a few days ago, actually, from the LSU football Twitter, they had like 4 pictures on their Twitter of them distributing the PlayStations, and one of them is Clyde holding his PlayStation. So it's a pretty natural assumption. Blake Battaglia, good morning. But again, that's not been confirmed. Tyler, let's say I bought and sold through Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace a good bit. To know this happened scares me. Yeah, that's the point. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you very much. Like, that's the point. Some of the reaction to the story is going to be why, and I had people ask me why are they putting themselves in that situation? Selling something on Craigslist? I mean, people do it millions of people do it every day. Yeah, they just if you want to say, if you want to have one counter, say, hey, look, instead of me meeting you at your house, meet me at the Target on Segan Lane. I mean, I don't know, like, if somewhere in public, that's maybe the only thing you could have done differently. Oh, man. Edward Cooper, good morning. Nick Oakwin, I read something where a bunch of them had listings for the same item. Mark Vitanovich, good morning. Michael Adams, who dat? Mark, do you need Saints tickets, Matt? Mark, nah, man. I would love to go to the game today, man. I'm not going to make it down, though. I'm a little jealous, man. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law are going down there, too. Erica's sister and her husband are going down. It should be a great day, man. I think the Saints are going to win. I think the offense clicks today. It's, Pittsburgh. Because Pittsburgh beat New England last week, we sort of assume Pittsburgh is rolling a little bit. You win a game the way that they beat New England, I think it's going to be really tough for Pittsburgh to score. My question in this game is which Saints offensive linemen are available? Are the Saints able to get their offense back on track against a really good defensive front? Pittsburgh's like 6th in the NFL right now in rush defense, 2nd in sacks. They got a really good defensive front. I mean, we know that about Pittsburgh, but can they give Drew time to throw? Can the Saints get their rush game going? If so, I think the Saints win and win easily. Nate Bumstead, what's up, Nate? Let's see. Mark, LSU basketball beat Furman. They did. And I actually stayed up late Friday night and recorded a Locked On LSU podcast discussing that very game. So I would highly encourage all of you and appreciate very much if you would go to iTunes or however you listen to podcasts and search Locked On LSU and subscribe to that podcast. That would be a huge help. Corey Kaye, good morning, Merry Christmas. Edward is Drew up. Yeah, we've seen Drew's been through a little bit. If you haven't seen him yet, he'll be back in a minute, I'm sure. Cheryl said, always meet to buy or sell in public places, fire station parking lot. That's the one thing, Cheryl, that I would agree with you. It's like if they could have done something differently, that would have been it. Dave Minson, good morning. Ben Clark, good morning. Kelly Hunt, do you think they will be able to play in the bowl game? I don't see why not. They've not been arrested. They're not facing charges. And as of now, of course, Joe Oliva released a statement yesterday saying they've made their grief counselors available to the players. If anything, I think that's probably more the thing. Like, you go through this life event where you killed a guy. I mean, you killed somebody. You arrived at gunpoint and then you killed somebody. You ready to go play a football game in a week? Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. But anyway. But they've not been. They're not suspended or anything. I mean, they didn't do anything wrong. David Allen Phelps, do you think the Saints offense will look better today? Hopefully Ginn can start getting back into playing shape. So again, point out with Ted Ginn, the Saints have added him to the active roster, but that does not mean he'll play. Remember, you can have 53 on the active roster, but only 46 play on game day. So they haven't determined yet, I haven't seen yet anyway, if Ginn is going to be active today. So we'll see about that. That might be a game time decision. But I do think, and I've mentioned this, I do think the Saints offense gets back on track, and I don't think that it's just, PFA, plucked from the air. The last time, I've mentioned this, the last time the Saints played a home game on full rest was when they played Philly and they won 48-7. The Saints the Saints have been a vagabond team for a month, playing at random times. Thanksgiving Day, Thursday on the road at Dallas, Thursday to Sunday on the road to Tampa in a monsoon, then Sunday to Monday. Hey, who is that? Who is that?
Mommy.
No, is that Sema? Uh-oh.
Mommy.
Hey, that's Drew's puppet, Sam. Oh,
Matt.
well,
Did you get me?
I like your feet.
That.
Yep, your feet.
Where?
The feet in the bottom of your robe.
Hi. What, baby?
Drew has a puppet named Sam.
Can we change it?
His therapist like him to have this puppet and to name it Sam so he could work on the Sam sound. So anyway, let's see. I don't think the person that pulled the trigger matters at all. I mean, aside from being curious, yeah. Ryan Olivier, good morning. LSU running back play for the ball game. Eric Gullett, good morning. Golly, I'm trying to get to all your comments. I apologize. I'm going slow here. Glad they had the foresight to realize they needed to be sure they were safe and carry a legal firearm and knew how to use it. Wish them peace with having to go through it. You know the thing though, Chuck, is what we don't know. I don't know if the firearm was legal. We don't know that yet. You're not in. It's facing me. But again, that's one of those things why you don't go rush the story, because the police have confirmed there were 2 guns found in the vehicle, presumably the one that the deceased owned and then the one that the player had. But was it a legal firearm? Don't know. We don't know that. I would hope so. Sincerely hope so. But we don't know that definitively. Trivia, Matt, do you agree with Cam Jordan, top 5 of his era quarterback? You're talking about the Ben Roethlisberger. I guess it depends who else you define in the era. I think Ben Roethlisberger is absolutely a Hall of Famer, no question. First ballot Hall of Famer, no question. But how many other quarterbacks constitute this era? Like, are you counting Brett Favre, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly? Like, are you going through the 90s? Or are you just talking about start like in the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Brett Favre, I think probably has to be considered that as well. Rivers, Manning, all that whole crowd. Roethlisberger. It depends who. If you gave me the list of quarterbacks that you would consider, then I would put my list together. One game had to win it. Would I pick Eli or Ben? I'd pick Ben. I would. Adam Tower. Let's talk about something fun. LSU baseball is preseason number 1. Talked about it a good bit. Yep, I think they'll be in Omaha. If they're not, something went very wrong. Catherine Marie, good morning. Go Steelers. Catherine, I'm going to block you from this conversation. Not really. But you better take that elsewhere. Seriously. Let's see. Marion Sebastian, Eusebio Gongora, what's up? Adam Tower. Chaser down, Matt. What could go wrong? Scone, Doug Duhan, Chuck Chasteen, good morning. LSU 1247 page has an updated story on what happened. I mean, honestly, everyone got the press release from BRPD this morning, which I shared with y'all what was in it. And I had not read the 247 story. But unless if they are citing on the record information, then I'm not interested, because it would either be anonymously sourced things, which I think is irresponsible to do in a story like this. Drives me nuts, period. The fact that everyone gets anonymity now. Why does everybody get anonymity? Like, if you're deep throat during the Watergate investigation, trying to take down the president, then you need anonymity because you fear your life. Okay. Do we need to grant anonymity for people who are announcing a scheduled football game? Like, everybody gets anonymity now. It's the stupidest thing. It drives me bat bleep crazy. Anyway, I didn't mean to go off on your comment, but anyway. Evan Burke, Gerard Landry, Aunt Sharon, good morning. Charles Ducote, Brandon Durr, good morning. What's up, Brandon? Steve Menard, good morning, Matt. If you're the Saints, who'd you least like to meet in the playoffs? Doesn't matter. I guess I'd say the Bears because of their defense, but I don't think the Bears' offense in the Dome could score against New Orleans. If you gave me my least likely scenario or my least liked scenario, it would be having to play in Chicago. But in the Dome, I don't think it matters. Because I think this Saints team is built to beat anybody. I think the Saints defense would throttle the Bears offense. So even if the Bears defense played well, I still don't think they could beat New Orleans. Let's see. Troy Fuselier, good morning. What's up, Rocco? Marcus Landry, good morning. Luke Best, good morning. Tyler, a lot of your police stations have created areas for Craigslist marketplace transactions. That's a good idea. Paul Batch, Juju still questionable. Did you see Juju's comments? He said he tweeted that of course he's playing. He's got he can't let down all of his fantasy football owners that put their faith in him. He's like, let's go get this championship. It was pretty fun. So, he's gonna play. He's curious to see how effective he'll be. It was a funny tweet. Troy LeBoeuf, good morning. Irfan Sayat, Dome Field advantage Saints roll today. Who dat? Amen. I think so too. Being back home is a massive, massive thing for New Orleans State. Hi. Hey, I have a question for you. Hey, let me ask you a question. Come see. I have to ask you a question. Come see. I gotta ask you a question. Listen, I want to ask you something. Listen. Got him. Now let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. Come see. I gotta ask you something. It's a very important question. Listen. Listen. Very good. Listen. Very good. My little parrot saying everything I say. When I say everything, I mean everything I say. A boop. A boop, 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 boop. A boop, 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 boop. Hey. Nobody wants to hear a little fussy face this morning. You better clean it up. I love you. All right, let's see. Your thoughts on Stingley joining the team for bowl practice? Love it. If the kid is willing to give up the remainder of his high school career, not do prom, not graduate with his classmates, everything, and he's going to enroll early, then why not participate in bowl practice? I mean, if you can get 5 practicing, which gives you a jump start on spring, which gives you a jump start on fall, absolutely. And Greedy's gone, so. Hi. Hey, where's Sam? Is this Sama? Hey, who is that? Oh, why'd you throw him on the ground? Oh, you want to? You can hug me. You can hug me. You can hug your daddy anytime. Anytime you want. Let's see. Kelly Davis, good morning. Marcus says Drew sleeping late today. Drew did sleep late today because he was up late. He was up in the middle of the night coughing. So we're honestly we're a little apprehensive today. He if Drew gets sick, we've been super cautious, but if Drew gets sick, that could delay his. If y'all don't know, he has to have another heart surgery. We're going to be in Houston again in January, but if he gets sick, that delays it. So he has to have a clean bill of health for a certain window. So he was up last night coughing and all kind of stuff. So we all had a rough night. So we got started a little late today, and he did sleep later today. Hey, Brandon Kelly, good morning. Oscar is Clapp playing today. Have not heard. We'll find out closer to game time. My guess is he will be active because the other extra lineman they signed, they released to make Ginn active. Now, that comes with a caveat. It depends on what happens with Unger and Armstead. If both Unger and Armstead play, then no, Clapp won't play. But but Bushrod is out, so if either Unger or Armstead doesn't, then Clapp will be in because Tom and Clapp will be your backup lineman, unless if Tom starts. So, did that make sense? I hope so. Hi. Oh, why are you doing that? Let's see. Rocco, Saints have to get the offense going again. Need momentum carried in the playoffs. He tripped. I think he scared himself. Rocco, the interesting thing about that, man, is like, I think about 2009. They were on a 3-game losing streak, won the bye. They hadn't won a game in a month. Whenever they when they beat Arizona in the divisional round. You'd like to have it. I just don't think you gotta have it. What you need is the 1 seed, and so that's why they need to win this game. Lock up the 1 seed, give yourself a week to rest next week, and then obviously with the wild card round as well, you get basically 2 weeks off. Trick. Hey Eric, I'm just at the comments where Eric is. Damon Rando, that was too funny. You were so kind to invite us into your home each morning. Hello again from Apex, North Carolina. Thank you, Damon. It's very, very kind. And I'm happy to talk to everybody. It's like to see so many of the same faces every day is really, really cool. That you all make us part of your morning. So thank you. And everybody's always so nice about Drew, which is awesome. Even when he does this. Hey, I have a question for you. Roro's going to come over a little later. And then after you take your nap later, do you want to go to Fresh Market? Yeah. Is that something? Okay. Here you go. Gabriel Paul Augusta. Good morning. Devin Young. Good morning. Marcus Landry. Talked to someone close to the players. They said it was a legal fire. Well, Marcus, I hope you're right. But again, it's with respect, it's not good enough for a Facebook Live comment to be enough to report that. I talked to someone close to you. Understand? Like, it's something that just has to be better than that. Like, it has to be more solid than that to report it. That's my problem with the whole situation. I'm not saying you're wrong, but that's not solid enough to report responsibly. You know what I mean? Josh Jones, do you think we get Softer from a meet? If he had to decide today, no. Could they make up ground between now and February? Sure. Hi. Fresh Market. Fresh Market. Fresh Market. My little boy loves Fresh Market. I don't know why. Fresh Market doesn't have Boudreaux. So you should go to places that do, like Calandros and Canadas. Boudreaux? Did you say Duke? Or did you say Boudreaux? Carriages? Oh, Calandros. Elevator. And then do you think an elevator sounds like that? He always goes elevator and goes, ah. Hey, listen, I have to tell you something. He's like, not again. All right. Let's see. Played at least 6 seconds while Ben has been playing. I'm trying. Let's see. I love Cam Jordan's moxie. Me too. What? Reese? That's his cousin. Reese. What? Yay! Okay. You want to clap your feet? Clap feet. Clap hands. For Drewby comes home.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. It's not really his birthday. But when he eats, he watches a video from when he turned 2. We took a video of everybody singing happy birthday to him, and he watches that every day when he eats. Hey, listen. Listen to me. I gotta tell you something. For real this time. People watch this and they don't want to hear you. They don't want to hear you fuss. Nobody wants to start their day listening to a little kid fuss. You're such a happy boy. Fresh Market. Okay. Let's see. Hell no to Chicago. I hate the NFC title road trip 06. I was there too, Paul. It sucked. Vanessa Saints Chiefs Super Bowl. Saints win 56-54. Okay. I could see it. I could also see Andy Reid's team choking. And the Chargers getting there. Or the Patriots. I think we are all discounting the Patriots way too soon. They're still going to win 11 games, and I would still take Tom Brady in a playoff game in Kansas City over Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs and Andy Reid. Colby Touye, what's up, K. Wayne? Edward Cooper, you think Rivers can make it to the Super Bowl? Can he? Absolutely. Will he? It was a disappointing loss for them last night. Ryan Shalesi, good morning. Chad Chenevier, what's up, dude? Kirk Taylor, tell us about the whiskey you were sipping on and where you would rank it in your collection. So last night I was sipping on. He knows this because I posted a picture of it. I've been posting a picture whenever I pop something new. Very popular, a Midwinter Night's Dram. This is a rye from High West. Every offering from High West has been awesome. So High West is in Park City, Utah. Finished in French oak port barrels. I like this. I like ryes, as you know, if you listen to the show. This is just very hard to find, by the way. So if you find it, buy it and sell it to me. Or just give it to me if you want. So you asked me to rank it in your collection. It's I love ryes, and this would be very high. The best rye that I have, I love the Kentucky Owl 11-year rye. Whistle Pig is my jam. That's my like everyday. If I was sipping, it's expensive to be an everyday thing, but their whole collection would be my favorite. The Kentucky Owl 11-year rye sort of stands out, but this is right there. I would say Whistle Pig and Kentucky Owl are probably a little bit sweeter. This has a little higher proof. So it's a little full, not quite as sweet, but a little fuller, but still really, 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 really good. And this is a blend as well of straight rye whiskey. So this is really good. If you can find Midwinter Night's Dram, buy it, give it to me. Really everything from High West is good. Their Rendezvous rye is really good. Yippee-Ki-Yay is also one of my favorites. Also very hard to find. So if you find Yippee-Ki-Yay, get it and sell it to me. If you see Yippee-Ki-Yay, that's a big help too. So yeah, Midwinter Night's Dram is very good if you can find it. Good question, Kirk. Very good question. Let's see, Chris and Vanessa Mesh Domain. Is it Chris or Vanessa? I'm curious. I think the Titans or Colts got a good shot if they sneak in. I think the Titans are way too one-dimensional. Derrick Henry's been on a hot streak lately. Good for him. Good for them. Way too one-dimensional. Not going to get it done. Trivia, tell Erica to stay. Well, trivia. If you're a true fan, you can start by spelling her name right. It's Erika. She's Erika. So maybe one day we'll get her to pop on here. We'll see. Jamie Fitch, David Freeman, Houston, Carly, good morning. What would you compare John Emery's running style to as far as LSU backs? I have no idea, Chris. Let me see. Let me see him when he plays here. I've mentioned before, like I'm not the guy to ask when you're talking about scouting LSU, scouting high school talent. Sorry, I wish I could give you a better answer to that. Jeremy Barbe, good morning. Ben Talbot, what's up? Josh Jones, I think the offensive line is the reason the low-scoring games the last few weeks for the Saints. I don't think there's any question. They have missed Teron Armstead in a massive way. The reason the Saints haven't stretched the field is not because they're missing Ted Ginn. The reason they haven't been able to stretch the field is because they're missing Teron Armstead, and Drew Brees doesn't have time to sit back in the pocket and let the routes develop. And I don't think he'd have that time today either. So, be interesting. But I agree. Let that offensive line get hold. They'll be awesome again. Shelly Melanson, what's up, Shelly? I was in on Friday morning, man. Came to get gift cards. Sorry I missed you, dude. We're Finos, by the way. Will Benoit, Cam Tom, Calica. Chris Robert, Bruce Parker, good morning. Let's see. Trivia, don't you want to meet the lady that deals with Matt? Matt's terrible attitude. This woman is a saint. Trivia, I don't always have a terrible attitude. I think I actually have a great attitude, just in life in general. Boyce Yarbo, good morning. Nicholas Earl, go Saints. Let's get this win today. Brett Hires. Scrolling through almost to the end, guys. Let's see. Clap hand. Kirk, you're going to be doing the clap hand song in your sleep. Remember, Boudreaux's Bloody Mary mix, Margarita mix. Kevin Banta, can you please explain what happened with the LSU players? I know you probably already did, but do it again, please. Kevin, I'll tell you, man, just to recap for those that have maybe just jumped aboard with us here, I was very disappointed yesterday in one of the major news outlets for using anonymous sources to identify the players involved. It's still an investigation where someone died. I will recap what has been released by police at this point. Anything beyond that, while I feel like I know everything that happened, because I don't have it on the record, I'm sure I'm not going to report it. But what we know at this point is that You had 2 LSU football players who have been identified by a news outlet citing anonymous sources, which I think is horse bleep. But anyway, they were selling an electronic device. Stands to reason it was probably the PlayStation that they got as their bowl gift. But again, something also not confirmed. They sold it on Craigslist, went to go make the transaction. Guy gets in the car, holds them at gunpoint, tries to rob them. One of the players had a gun, shot the guy in the back seat multiple times, died instantly. They, the 2 players waited, called 911, waited on police, cooperated. They were not arrested, not charged. They were detained by police for questioning, and they were released. So, their attorney said last night that it was justifiable homicide. It was in self-defense. The police statement, can't call it a police report, there was no arrest made, but the police statement this morning would seem to support that the players acted in self-defense. So that's what we know as of right now. Which player fired the shot? Not hard to piece together if you read social media. You okay, bud? Whoa, it's a sneeze. You okay? Fresh Market.
Peak.
Peak?
Awk.
Awk. ABC. Seeing your ABCs? Fresh Market. Lucas Hornsby, what's up? When do you think we will actually be able to beat Bama, the offense, to compete with them? Not next year, because you're in Tuscaloosa and you've got, and Tua's back. So I would say your best shot would be 2021. Tua will be gone. Presumably Miles Brennan as a 4th-year junior would be starting for you, unless if he gets beat out by one of the younger guys who's super dynamic, which would actually be good, because then you have a super dynamic quarterback. But I'd say 2021 would be your best shot, but unless you drastically overhaul the offense, you're not beating Alabama. So, until Nick leaves. Jerry DeLucky, Corey Gotro, good morning. True. Oh, man. Trivia loves my whiskey talk. Hey, Erica's watching. Donnie Calamia, good morning. Matt, thank you for always owning your reports, waiting for vetted sources, not posting and talking just to up your social presence. You're one of the good ones. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it. You know what, Adam? I paid attention in media ethics class. It's not that you can learn everything from a textbook in a class, but damn it, you go through that and I can remember we had one of our lessons, one of the days in media ethics. I wonder if I had that book around here. Still have it. Like, it stays on my shelf. It's just, ethics in media communications. It matters. It's a thing that matters. You're disseminating information, and you have a responsibility to do so, or an obligation to do so responsibly, or you should. And unfortunately, many don't. Lance Hill, are you hungover? No, not hungover. Just didn't sleep much last night because Drew had some coughing fits, and I was up at midnight, and then 2 and 5 and 6. Just a lot of broken sleep last night, but it happens. All right, y'all, let's get out of here. Y'all have a good day. Boudreaux's Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix, they are linked in this post. If you wouldn't mind going, clicking their link, liking their page, that's a huge help. If you're looking for a last-minute gift, boudreauxmix.com. They'll ship anywhere. boudreauxmix.com. Or if you're in South Louisiana, Calandros, Canadas, Calvin's in Mid-City, Calvin's in Bocage, Mid-City Craft Wine and Brew. Lots of locations you can go pick up Boudreaux's, and we appreciate you supporting them. We'll see you tomorrow. If you have not done so yet, please sign up for your Morning Scone Daily email. It's free, no pop-ups, no pre-rolls. And when you get that email, a lot of people don't realize this. That's actually a good way if you want to send me a message. That's probably a really good way to communicate because not many people do through that email address. So I get the notification. I usually can respond right away. morningscone.com. All you do is you type in your email address, and then at 6 a.m. every day, you will get an email to that inbox with headlines and links and different stories and stuff that you might find interesting. So morningscone.com and Locked on LSU podcast. And who dat? We'll see you tomorrow. More Scone. Later.